Yes, 1 2 1 2. Once again, welcome to another episode of the Wafenyi podcast. And it's been good. It's been tamu kabisa. Karibuni sana for this episode. And today, I'm with a special guest, one of the most promising cyclists, or maybe triathlete. He is going to tell us. Sorry, man, you're not a she. Yeah, so introduce yourself.
Hi guys, as you've been told by Tony Aila, my namesake. I'm Antony Muchai, a student athlete studying at Triathlon University. I do computer science and I'm going to major in AI and machine learning next year. My focus in triathlon is to the Olympics 2028 and I'm really pushing my training to reach there. Yeah.
My friend, umetutoa jasho hapo kidogo bana. Machine learning, AI, you're doing some kumbe ni mnoma kila mahali, vitabu na cycling, yeah? Yeah, so take us through your cycling journey. Mimi nikikujua, I only knew cycling, but hapa mbele I started seeing you running, swimming, the triathlon. I was like, oh, this guy is multi-talented. So take us through your cycling journey. Yeah.
So my cycling journey, it's I will say it has both parts, sad and happy. Of course, let me start with the happy part. So I started off cycling in 2020 during COVID, just for exercise, najua, just here and there, just short rides like 10 kilometers, and then I got really good. And after a few months, my dad, shout out to my dad, I love him very much, he's been very supportive. He bought for me my first road bike, and I started doing small races. I was going for long rides. I used to go about 300 km per week, and I was still in school. I pushed, and then it reached a point where he got for me, he surprised me actually with a Savelo road bike R2 carbon fiber. And that's where it really kicked off. I was junior champ in Kenya until 2022. From 2020 to 2022, I used to be top junior in races, and I used to also compete with the elites. Then actually I remember my biggest achievement was winning the Commonwealth qualifier in Muranga. It was very unexpected. It was very, then now let me take you to the sad part. So my cycling journey, my cycling journey ended in 2022 August. Okay. When as we all know, Sule Kangangi passed, may he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace.
And he was actually a role model to me. He was my mentor. He was someone that I had really looked up to, and he made a lot of promises to me, and we knew that 2023 will be our year, because he told me that immediately I finish school, he's going to mentor me, we're going to go seriously with cycling. Unfortunately, he passed on, and it really took a toll onto me, and I stopped cycling for 3 months until December, because it was actually really deep. It really hit me a lot. Then 2023 I started cycling, but my fitness was very low. So going for races, I felt like I'm just feeling out of place. So in April, one of my friends, she was going for a triathlon. So I'm like, triathlon, tri means 3. So that's like 3 sports. I'm like, wow, you're doing 3 sports. Me, I'm doing 1 sport. So I went to Diani for my first triathlon in 2023. And the rest is history, honestly. After that, I managed to join Team Kenya Triathlon. I transferred from Team Kenya Cycling. I went to Triathlon. And right now the top junior triathlete in Kenya. Transitioning next year to be an elite athlete. Yeah, that is my journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we all start somewhere.
Yeah,
like there's that beginner type upro yenye unadhani uko nayo but it's not there.
Yeah.
So how is your progress? Like, have you seen a significant difference or change from the first time we started cycling? Because I remember we were doing the group rides here. Tukiona tunakatana tunaenda mbio, but we never knew or see the future huko mbele, like how it's going to be. So how is the change, like the progress in terms of Strava numbers or something? Because now you are pro. Ukiwa team Kenya, that flag hii kasweta umevaa, I think that's the name, inakuanga tukiona tunaiheshimu sana. Tunajua ni wase wana represent the country. So how is the progress? How do you feel about your progress?
To be honest, I'm very proud of myself because I've really gained a lot of progress in cycling, and it really helped me because transitioning into triathlon, I was really having a big advantage. So my progress over the years in cycling has been really good. 2021 and year, I managed to get a coach. His name is Emmanuel. He's from the UK. So that's when I started training cycling seriously with stats, CRT, just going to ride. So I used to use, I still use power meters, heart rates, bike computer. So basically just doing sports science with cycling, so that now you can really get to know where you're improving. So my progress has been good, and
So you even have a coach, man. I'm surprised. Mimi best yako na hujawahi niambia.
Chini ya maji,
Okay, so you're also in some type of special nutrition, maybe cyclist nutrition or something. Are you still working on the numbers then?
So these days it was really tough for me to change from the cycling nutrition to the triathlon nutrition, because the triathlon nutrition, you have to look at 3 sports, and you have to look at each sport and what nutrition you need for each sport. So you have to balance all, not just for cycling, you're just going on a bike. So I have a nutrition plan. I try to follow it, even though I have some cheat days,
Oh, that's shocking, man. Where your progress or your future is so bright. Because I remember when we used to cycle, the first time I met you, I think we were going to Salama or something.
We
were using the Mombasa road. So I was like, ukijana ni mgeni lakini anafinya. Okay, so physically, that physique, your endurance with time. Unajua huko nyuma tulikuwa pia tunafinya proper. You were really doing some big junk miles.
True.
So as at now, how is your endurance now that you have a coach? You are taking so much into the sports science. Like, how do you feel about your endurance from the time we started cycling Masai?
Wow. My endurance has really grown, because how people say that progress comes over time.
True.
And it really takes like a really keen eye to notice the progress. So it's been good. My endurance has grown really much, especially going into triathlon. Trust me, the worst part is the swimming. Let no one lie to you, the worst part is the swimming, and that's where the endurance comes, because running and cycling, I'm okay. I won't say I'm perfect, but I'm great. Now with the endurance that I've been building over the past 1.5 years, it's really grown, and I've actually really much improved also on cycling, swimming and running individually.
And do you have a training plan? Not that you are a triathlete, maybe in the morning you swim, maybe start by cycling, then close it by maybe run, then close it by swim or cycling or swimming.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
Yeah. My training plan is pretty complex. So it's a training plan that basically has 3 phases. Phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Phase 1 is like for the first 3 months of the year, the first 4 months. This is where you build up, you mostly do gym work, little swimming and running, cycling. It's like mostly gym work the whole week. And then phase 2 is now from the 4th month until the 7th month or the 8th month. That's when now you're just starting to keep up the pace with the cycling, the swimming, and the running, increasing the distance, endurance, speed, agility, everything.
Okay.
And then phase 3 is where we call it the race phase, because this is where you're doing crazy numbers, crazy training, like it's very intense. So that is my training. It has 3 phases which covers the whole year. So that I can build up to the races, because in triathlon most important races come after the half of the year.
Okay. Okay. And in terms of numbers, I know we cyclists, we always especially the competitive ones, we always obsessed with numbers. So pale Strava kidogo tunaangalianga average speed. Ukiona umechapa hivi unajua leo nimefika. Ukiona hivi unajua leo So what's your, okay, I know this might be personal, you can maybe give me a range. Because I've known you with cycling, so najuanga at times tunaanza pamoja, tunamaliza pamoja and stuff. So speed yako on the Strava average speed, where does it range, and at which range do you feel that this is it, this is the right direction?
That's a very interesting question. It's a very interesting question, because I think it gets to a point that you don't really care about the speed. You care about your numbers and something. But let me not praise myself, but my numbers are high. When I'm doing
it, what's your FTP?
My FTP is 200 and something.
That's better.
It should be about 220 right now. 220 to 40.
You've tried to test it once?
It was hell.
It always is. For those asking about the FTP, I think that's the threshold power or something.
The functional
threshold power of a cyclist. Like that's when you move for, is it 20 minutes?
I think
full
so.
Gas. 20 minutes full gas without stopping or drafting or doing anything. That's when you'll get your FTP. So you've said it's 200 thereabout.
And my numbers, I will say, when I'm doing easy recovery rides, my averages will be like 29 to 32. When I'm doing zone 2 to zone 3, that is like spinning more. I will say it's about 33 to 35. And then now when you get zone 4 plus, that's when you're doing sprint workouts, you're doing hard workouts. That's when now it goes up like to 40 something.
And that's for me is that for me is the red zone, because you've seen me post on my social media. I think I have a problem with my heart rate or something. Because I do a ride 100 kilometers, I get an average at rate of 190. So I'm like, man, when I see this pros number, people like Pogacar, Jonas, someone's average is like 130.
And they're doing like average of 45.
And their numbers, their speeds are like, Okay. Now that you've gotten into Team Kenya triathlon team, we've seen a number of athletes from Kenya changing their nationality, maybe because some good packages come along. When you go to compete outside the country, maybe someone will approach you. Tell you, man, I have this, just change your nationality, your numbers are good, we want you in our country or in our team. What do you think about that? Are you going to change, or are you going to sell us for some silver coins or something?
I will say I'm a proud Kenyan Gen Z. Proud Kenyan Gen Z. And I really love being in Team Kenya, honestly.
Yeah.
Even though we don't really go out as much, they really push for us to go out. They really do a lot for us.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't trade, even though you tell me that, you know, you change your nationality, you quit school, I'm gonna pay you, buy your house, buy your car, go to this country. No.
You're a patriot.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love Team Kenya.
Yeah. Because, and if I'm not wrong, triathlon swimming, mostly it's open water.
Open water, yeah.
How do you do your training while there's no open water in Nairobi?
I've been asked that so many times. So I usually go to train in waterfront. You see that? Yeah, waterfront. That's like the sort of open water, even though there's no waves, but it sort of gives you the experience that you need for open water. Other than that, going to also Kisumu.
In the lake.
Or Mombasa, where now the triathlons are
do take place.
But open water swimming is honestly, it looks simple until you get to the water.
Not. Because of the waves.
Wow.
It's not.
It's like when you do one stroke, it pushes you back twice. So now you have to push.
I give you all my respect. Triathlon is not easy. It's not. Especially the running. I tried running once. Someone, my next guest, introduced me into running. The Nairobi Marathon. I've never run before, but I did my first run. 21.
Wow.
That's half marathon, right?
Yeah.
How do you manage running, swimming, cycling? Let's talk about running.
Running. You see, running comes the last part of the triathlon, because you swim, cycle, then you run. Trust me, when you get off your bike and you put on your shoes and then you get up to run, your body goes off. You just feel like fainting. There's times you're just running, it's your legs moving. There's nothing working. Your brain is not like, you just want to finish that race. It's really tough. But once you master that skill of also the endurance and your pacing, you won't like work so much on the swim, the cycle, and then the run. You're dead. But you get used to it, and running is actually such a therapeutic thing. People say the first 3 kilometers of running, you honestly feel like going back home to watch Netflix. Honestly, it's bad. But after that, when your body warms up, it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. Okay, my bad, man. I fear water. I tried swimming, but it's not in my DNA. No one in our family. Okay, my bros do swim, but mimi ilinishinda. But I'll try. I really love. You're the one who encouraged me kwanza nianze hiyo kukimbia. Niliona jamaa tuna cycle naye, lakini kasema I was called to run, just let me try this half marathon, then I'll see how it goes. When having this Team Kenya opportunity, imekupea hiyo chance ya ku represent the country. Outside. You are representing us outside the country. Which nations have you been to? My first outing was Mauritius. It was last year, September. It was such an amazing experience. It was partially sponsored by World Triathlon. So we went for a competition, but we ended up staying there for 2.5 weeks, because we also did a training camp, which I loved so much. I've been to Egypt. It was okay. Tunisia, I have been there just the other day. I was there. But that was I will say not the worst place. I will say it was the best learning moment I've had in my life. I don't look at things as I've lost and this is my the worst thing. I look at it as a learning moment, because the water was so cold. I remember almost every Kenyan complained that the water was cold. I remember when getting out of the water, I got muscle pulls on my legs from my hip, from here down. It was bad. And we ended up not finishing because of the DNF. I mean the lap rule. So if the first guy comes and then he laps you on the bike, you get out. But I will say I was very proud of every Kenyan who did it, because we managed to do at least 3 laps on the bike. And honestly, if you saw the competition there, wow, it was so crazy. We had people who are like ranked top 50 in the world coming to race with us, and it was honestly an honor, and I loved it. So I've been to Mauritius, Egypt, and Tunisia so far.
You talked about the world triathlon.
World triathlon.
Like, okay, for cyclists we have this UCI. Is UCI involved in the?
It is
also involved. Okay, and are you also ranked or given numbers by the World Triathlon or something like the UCI does to the pro cyclists?
But unfortunately, as of now, okay, I'm ranked, but I'm ranked as a junior. So now next year when I go into elite, where it's hot, now that's when now I start from a fresh ranking.
Okay.
So they rank basically from number 1 to the last.
Okay.
It's basically like cycling.
Okay, then when we started, I forgot to ask you about your bike. Najua wafinyi wanaonekananga from their first look, some slick helmet, nice shades. Tell us about your bike. Just brief specs about your bike.
Which bike?
And which bike? Which bike? The one you love. I know you have more than one bike. And maybe you can start with the weight, because that's what we cyclists are.
My baby, her name is Scott. She weighs 7 kgs.
7 kgs.
Or 6.8.
Wow.
Scott Addict 20. It's, I think, year 2017. I have a Savelo R2. I think also 2017 or 2016. I have a giant gravel bike, a Lux SLR. And I have a mountain bike, giant Talon 29er.
Wow.
So I have bikes for all cycling stuff, like gravel, mountain bike, road, and racing.
Okay, because I've seen triathletes, most of them, they do have or on people like Baba Krama, the TT bikes. Are you planning maybe, because I think you've mentioned road bikes? Are you planning maybe to get yourself
a TT bike?
A TT bike?
Maybe later on in life, because the section of triathlon, that I do is the sprint. So that one you only allowed to use a road bike. The sprint and the Olympic distance, you only allowed to use a road bike. And now the long distance is now where you use a TT bike, because you can't be on long distance, because the one which like Barba does, they do about 90 kilometers cycling, or that is half Ironman. Full is 180 kilometers. So now that's where you're allowed to use a TT bike.
Talking of Ironman, don't they organize maybe some junior races or something?
Ironman, you can participate, but it's easier said than done, because Ironman is now, it's like 10 times endurance of what I do.
Because I saw the distances are crazy.
It's so long. I think it's 3 kilometer swim, 180 kilometer bike, and a full marathon run, 42 kilometers run. that is now a full
All
Ironman.
those in less than 12 hours or?
Yeah, actually, I think Barbara, she does it in, I think, sub 6 hours, which is so crazy, honestly.
Man,
it's so crazy.
180 kilometers.
And then after that, you run 42
42
kilometers.
full marathon.
Yeah.
And you had already...
You swam
3 kilometers.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I hope to see when you hit the elite level. I'll cheer you on when you do the Ironman.
Hopefully one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, maybe you can talk about the organization, because maybe the Kenyan Triathlon team is more organized maybe than the Kenyan Cycling Federation, because from most of the cyclists we've talked to, or maybe the stories we've heard from them, the Kenyan Cycling Federation is not so much maybe concerned. Maybe they make it maybe a private thing, because there was a time there was a road race, I think in Egypt. Then I just saw people are there. The social medias, I don't know if they are that active.
No, they're not.
Opportunities. So how can you compare the Kenyan Triathlon team and the Kenyan Cycling Federation?
Wow. This is like a question of conflict of interest, because I'm inside Team Kenya. So
okay, you tested both.
Yeah, I have.
I'll ask you. Okay, I can help you maybe, because I know where there are many people organizing or controlling a certain group of people, and the numbers is hard. Unlike that, how many are you in the Kenyan Triathlon team? Juniors?
Triathlon, okay, in total we are about 20.
That's a good
Yeah,
number.
that is junior and elite.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to push to get more swimmers into triathlon. But let me just answer your question for Kenya Cycling. I won't be afraid to speak up upon this, but we all know that the management in Kenya Cycling, like funny, like you don't smile. Yeah, you know, some of us nataka kuwasalimia saa zingine, but we keep that rage inside us. But I think the chairman has been there for what? How many years? 30 or 15? I think it's 15 years or something. Which which honestly, it doesn't make sense. Like there are so many guys who I will know will make good chairmans of Kenya Cycling, like GA. GA, the guys for Kenya Cycling race series.
Yeah, the ones who organize the races, like Akina Alex.
Yeah, Akina Alex. Yeah. Even someone like Zuzu.
Yeah.
You know, like someone who cycles, someone who understands the needs of cyclists, someone who will go out of their way. Because honestly, you don't hear from these guys. You don't hear from them.
They don't even come for the races.
They don't come. Can you imagine that? Like, it doesn't even make sense. You have a race, they're not there, and yet it's Kenyan cyclists.
Yeah.
Did they come for the Loop Safari Gravel?
I'm not sure. Maybe they don't love private organized races, because it doesn't make sense. Okay, the dynamics have changed. I'm not trying to take a dig on someone, but you've been there for the last 15 years. Maybe on your first year, cycling wasn't as it is right now. Right?
Yeah.
A lot has changed. We need new faces on that federation.
We do.
Because even I remember there was only one scouting race they did in Makuyu.
I remember. That race.
I've never heard of any other race.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure how they work. We even have a Kenyan cycling team official, or they just sandpick.
Yeah, they just do that.
Because I remember in the World Championships in Scotland last year, where Alice Miring went, also Charles Kagimo representing Uganda was there, and Akina Mwiruri were also there.
Okay.
Yeah, Mwiruri of Black Mamba.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so niliuliza one of them, sitamtaja jina, maybe they are not going to be given opportunities later this year. Like, how are you picked? Me, I was just called on the phone. They told me we want to give you an opportunity to go to Scotland. Unajua wewe kama hujawahi enda Scotland, kama ukiniambia wewe si tuende. mi pia nitaenda, but huko nyuma you don't know, maybe they were supposed to, labda hata pesa ya scouting inakuanga, and they only had to do it once, you know, things za gava kidogo, because that's why I also appreciate these local race organizers. Yeah, they are really doing some good job. So nimesema triathlon kidogo wamejipanga kuliko huku kwingine.
But also sometimes it gets hard for us because triathlon, we are looked as a small sport.
I know.
Because we are very few, honestly. We are below 20, but honestly the potential that I see in my teammates and my colleagues, it's so good.
Because even if you are few man, triathlon si rahisi.
It's not.
Especially the swimming part. Sisemi hivyo juu sijui kuswim. Nisinichome. Najua kuswim kidogo, kuchapa maji, but it's not, especially the running. So distance ya triathlon umesema ni?
So for us we do the sprint distance, that is 750 meters swim, 20 kilometers bike, and then 5 km run.
Now I get why you guys are not allowed TT bikes.
Because
20 km,
20 kilometers like TT.
An average of 50 is very possible. So we appreciate you coming. Maybe you can tell our viewers your social media handles, because hapo kwa my reels kidogo my Insta 360 ni nini.
You can find me on Instagram at a.ntony_SNR, basically Antony SNR. You'll just see my page there. It has very interesting contents. Stawambia ndio nisi spoil the hype. TikTok Antony Cruz 7, but I post mostly on Instagram. Because I have a huge follow there, about 4,500 followers.
Okay, guys, that was Antony Muchai. My nickname ni vile sina power ya triathlon, but nilimgawia kidogo. He's been our very interesting guest, a triathlete. Follow him on his socials. Hata Strava, hujasema Strava, very important.
Strava, unajua hiyo ni chini ya maji. Ukitaka uniambie nikupe stats.
Kwani yako Strava yako ni private?
No, but I haven't posted for a really long time.
Una train chini ya maji.
Okay. I'm like, what's his Schleck? So, you know how Schleck trains.
So don't want your competitors or only your numbers, because that, by the way, that trend is in the Kenyan cycling. Some people, you mtenda now group ride, but they won't post their ride. Because maybe they fear. Even like Jonas Vingegaard, his Strava is ever dormant. Jamaa amefanya 3 Tour de France, the competitive ones, but the numbers are not there. So you want to know his average speed.
Exactly.
Maybe his Okay guys, that's been us. Thank you for your time, and see you on the next episode.